Clayton, with a week to go or a little over a week, just how do you feel the guys are handling that? Saying, like, have they kind of accepted the maybe drudgery is not the right word of this month, but or are they still, pretty enthusiastic about coming to practice every day?
Well, football right now in August is hard. It's a hard time in football all over the country. But I do believe our guys are excited. And once they get around each other in the team and they see Coach Beamer and they come in and it's time to get the food here and all that good old stuff. But I think they're excited about football. Finna go against another really good opponent in Georgia State. So they're kind of anxious to get going, getting into the deep of that.
What were your kind of biggest takeaways from the second scrimmage, and how do you kind of compare to the progress your team was showing in the first one the week before?
Well, the second scrimmage was different. Our offense, to me, feel like their rhythm was better, which makes it more of a complete scrimmage in regards of just the flow of the game. But I do believe that it was a really good scrimmage. We saw a lot of young guys play. Our older guys didn't get as many reps as they did in the first scrimmage. But I feel like, we saw some young guys step up. We saw some guys fly around. It's always good to watch the younger part of your team, the bottom part of your roster kind of play.
Clayton, at the edge spot, it seems like the two Jordans are the guys with the most experience there, and there's not much experience outside of those two. Have you seen what you've wanted to from that edge position to make you feel comfortable going into the season opener in a couple weeks?
Absolutely. We're getting closer and closer. We try to resist comfort in this building. That's the word we definitely try to stay away from, because that's not good habits. But we do believe that those guys are working hard. Coach Lucas is doing a great job of working them, and they're trying their best to play within the system. I think those guys are trying to be more physical. They're trying to also be a complete player, not just a run stopper or a pass rusher, and they're also trying to be more football IQ oriented, as you would say. But I think I'm proud of how they're practicing and what they're doing in scrimmage and how they're playing. Nice.
You were asked about Devontae last week, and
Yep.
he came in here today or yesterday actually, and said how much more comfortable he is in this system. What does that look like for him as a guy that seems a little bit more comfortable than what he was maybe 6 months ago during the spring?
For a guy who, when they say they're comfortable in the system, that really means that they've put the work in. That's their way of saying, I put the work in, I'm studying, my coach is doing a great job of feeding it to me. And also on the field, it means that he's able to play right and left safety, free safety, strong safety, and he's communicating well, and he understands. Now he understands the defense. Now he's starting to understand the weakness and the strengths of each call. So I'm happy for him.
Shane was asked yesterday about position battles, and one that he brought up was kind of the backups at the safety position behind RJ and Devontae. How do you assess that right now? Are you pretty comfortable with how some of those guys are coming along back there?
I'm very proud of how, just that group is trying to grind. They understand that, that's not a deep position for us, so they know that door is kind of halfway open, and they're working, and they're trying to put in the extra work to prove to us that they want to be the guys that they can count on. And it's all about accountability at the safety position. You are the last line of defense. You are the quarterback of the defense. So we asked them to do a ton with checks and calls and seeing formations and splits and running backs and tight ends. So I think those guys are trying to prove to us that they want to be able to handle that position.
Clayton, I know his role's kind of still being figured out in terms of actual title, but I guess just Shane was talking about having Jalen Foster back in the room and having him around. I guess what's that kind of been like, and having him at least around the facility after all he did last year?
Well, his title to me is he's like a senior advisor. He's been here forever. So, but he is I think he's a intern. I mean, I don't know the title, but I don't really want to try to put titles out on people. Y'all finna put that all over the internet now. He's a senior intern, or he's helping us out right now legally, which I think that's the most important part. NCAA rules and compliance. You can't just bring anybody off the streets, but legally he's helping us out. And I'm not a big title guy, so but it's trust me, it's a pleasure to have him out there. It is a benefit for the Gamecocks in all facets of our football program.
Clayton, Shane was pretty complimentary of DQ Smith and the kind of impact he's been able to make since coming here. When you were evaluating him coming out of high school, what did you have to look for in a guy that obviously played quarterback? What are some of those traits that you looked for in evaluating him that made you say, okay, I think he can play defensive back at the college level?
Yep. I was a high school quarterback as well, so I watched his tape, and he moved around very well. I don't look like a quarterback now, but I saw an athletic quarterback that can go play another position. And when you see him in person, you see his body structure, and you just hope that he's tough enough to tackle because he's definitely athletic enough. And then so when you put the pads on for the first time, you see him go out and tackle. You know right now that you have something special. Quarterbacks are different when they come to defense. It's really can be a slow game for him, and then that was more exciting. Coach Bacon at Spring Valley High School was adamant that he can do it, so he was correct.
What have you seen from Jordan Strawn this fall? Second year in the program now. He's kind of getting ready. He's playing his old team next week. What's kind of his development been like?
It's awesome watching him just commit to certain parts of his body, commit to certain parts of the program like the weight room, the nutrition, the athletic training room. Just watching him commit to the run game, commit to taking coaching, commit to being a great teammate. Like, it's just awesome watching him do that, and I can see it in his eyes. And he's just a different guy to me personally. And not to me personally, but just as I'm watching him, it's just I feel like he has a different glow about him, and just he wants to be, he wants to be a great player. He's looking forward to playing with his teammates, and he's doing an awesome job. I'm proud of him too.
It sounds like from the reports we've gotten that there haven't been a whole lot of turnovers from the offense in the first 2 scrimmages. I guess that means that y'all guys haven't forced a lot of turnovers over there. What does that mean to you?
What it means, I mean, I'm not gonna, get too high emotionally, hijacked off of not getting turnovers in the scrimmage. Turnovers comes in bunches. As long as we're emphasizing it and we're tackling it, and when they come to us, we gotta make the play. Obviously, you gotta force turnovers. To me, on defense, we have takeaways. Then there's also a thing called turnover on downs as well. So we kind of count those as turnovers as well. But definitely, offense doing a great job of protecting the football. They're doing a great job of, throwing it in spots where we're not. Thank you. Is this off? Is there such thing as off the record?